Good morning, traders. Hope you had a blessed weekend. I know I did. It just went by too fast. Good morning, Chad, Bob Peterson, Yolanda, Lesmond, Joe, Alfredo, Bill VW, Bob Peterson, Kenneth, JC, Mr. Rodriguez, and everybody that hasn't chatted, good morning. Not seeing much on the watch list yet this morning, but it's a little bit early. Good morning, James. We have about 3 minutes to go yet before market open. Make sure your chart's on EXT so you can trade pre-market. Good morning, Flo. Sure do need something other than a penny stock to play. Or still work when we don't have anything. WTER making a bump up here before market opens. Good morning, Raphael. If you are new here, we'll be watching these Momo numbers. This is a momentum indicator for your watch list. We watch for numbers to rise in this column. You can start down at the bottom and work your way up. The lower the number, the lower the price. Hopefully you can catch them before they get too high. Some of the times they'll always be right up here in the top one or two. You'll see this volume spike really kicking and this number rising. But we sit here and watch numbers every morning. Click on them and look at the chart. See if we get a crossover and these white arrows, which are spike arrows kicking in. We like to see bullish up here and buyers down here with lots of volume to get in and out safely. All right, let's see what happens. Let's go. Well, I was hoping for a stronger start than that. I'm not seeing hardly anything moving this morning. It's Monday. Let's give it a few minutes here, see what happens. Usually it does take a few minutes. Good morning, Dana, who loves lunatic. Good morning, Stark's mom, Robert Pro. ACON making a move. Hopefully it doesn't just pull back. Worked its way up to the top already. Kind of light on the volume. Always pay attention to this current bar. Good morning, Jay Streets. If you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough about 6:30. Let's get through this market open first. Of course, we might be through it sooner than I expected, but we'll wait on it and see what happens. Not a whole lot of volume for ACON. Bless you too, Jay Streets. That's what it's all about, getting blessed. Very soft start. That's typical for a Monday. It's almost like a Friday. Sometimes they're a little bit better than a Friday. That's what I was hoping for this morning. If you've never been here before, I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990, and I'm also a ThinkScript coder. And I write my own scripts. Over the last several months, I decided to start giving them away and help everybody that was struggling in the market. And it seems to be working out pretty good because the blessings just keep on coming. So I coded this one here called the volume spike, and it monitors any movement in volume during the market, pre-market and market open. And you can see when a stock takes off, these numbers start increasing and the price starts rising. Took it a little bit further and I scored all of these stocks to where this indicator here is looking back 30 minutes for any movement in a stock over the last 30 minutes, and it keeps track of them by scoring them from 1 to whatever the number may end up being. So if you started down here in the bottom of the list, you'll find those that are barely moving. And the higher up the list, the more they start moving. So we continue to watch these numbers, and these stocks start climbing to the top. We don't have to go searching for stocks. They automatically come to us. This is our pre-market scan. It's a special scan that you need to set up and add these indicators to it. Anything that moves in the market, you'll know firsthand right here by these two columns. Also coded this pre-market pullback. Well, it's actually not a pre-market. It's for all market. So once we get a spike over here, we confirm that we have a crossover of these two moving averages, which is the 5 and the 13. Once we get a crossover, we look to see that we have white arrows showing that there's volume spikes in this stock. We confirm there's enough volume to get in and out of the stock safely since we are scalping for quick profits. We monitor this first candle. Right up here in this label, it's not showing currently, but it'll say bullish or bearish if the people are still coming in. Down here, we monitor the overall volume of that stock where it says bullish, buyers or sellers down here. So we quickly confirm that we have a volume spike. It scores on the Momo numbers. We have a crossover and some arrows in green and green, and we make our decision to buy or not. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, I'll post a link in the chat box. Make sure you subscribe, like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know that I'm doing a good job, and lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Once you visited our YouTube channel and watched a few videos, in the description of every video is a link to our Discord. Over in Discord, I don't even know the number anymore. It's growing rapidly every day. Probably, I'm going to say 1,500, maybe 1,600 investors. They're all sharing their knowledge, helping others as we grow. We're building a community here of people helping people, traders helping traders. We'd love to have you join us. Once you join our Discord, head on over to the how-to videos, and if you don't know anything about Discord, there's a video there about Discord, how to install these scripts, and how to get yourself going so that your screen looks like this, kind of. Over in current setup, you'll find these files. There's 4 files to install. It'll install all of these labels and these 2 indicators on your computer. If you have trouble getting set up, head over to the support tab and hit ticket support. Create me a ticket and I'll respond to it and try to help you out. Visit our chat rooms. If you ain't familiar with Discord, every channel in there is just another chat room. Visit our trading floor, where we have Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stocks and posting everything they can find. Over in options traders, you'll catch a few options trades over there. They're doing their due diligence as well. We have It's Me Bob, gives a few good pointers when he's available. He also holds a live stream when there's enough participants to help you get a little bit deeper into options. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. You don't want to trade on a delayed screen. You're going to lose money if you do, so make sure you get yourself set up. And I thank you for joining us this morning as we continue to watch stocks. Good morning to Mimi, Ford, Sandra. So I have another indicator I programmed over the weekend. I don't know if you caught that message on Discord, but I was able to pull something off that I didn't think I could do. Well, that's been happening lately anyway with these two indicators. But another blessing came my way. Unfortunately, it's not active until market opens. It's not a pre-market indicator or scanner. For pre-market, and what it's going to actually do is I created a scan using these scoring numbers, and it's going to save the stocks as the market opens and make you a lot longer list. It's only going to save the scored stocks, where maybe we don't even have to have a personal watch list anymore. It's going to score them and keep them for you for at least 3 minutes. So if something fires at market open, it should stay up here on the screen, and we'll find that out at 8:30. I did get a chance to play with it Friday before market closed, and it seemed to be working fine. I'm kind of anxious for today to open. LMDX, another penny stock on the move here. So this is our pre-market scan. We're also monitoring the all stock scan. There's really nothing to it but a price sorted by volume descending. So we monitor these two scans every morning in case one of them's not up here. It's definitely going to be down here, such as the one you see on your screen. Robert, it don't have a name yet. It's going to be tested all week, maybe for release next weekend. You know, I don't put anything out there I don't test personally. And I try to put them up here. I'll put it up here on the screen at 8:30 or just prior to, and we'll watch it work. We'll watch it all week and see if it's worthy of its coding. LMDX, quite a bit of volume, but you know, the cheaper it is, the more you have to buy. So high numbers in a cheaper stock is not really, it can be deceiving. I mean, if I were to buy a 30-cent stock, I'd probably buy 10,000 of them. So 10,000 shares times a few people is 300,000 volume, and not really that many people buying it. So you have to be careful on the cheaper stocks. They're going to buy higher amounts Doesn't necessarily mean the volume is really kicking. Good morning, Greg R. Good morning, Higher Ground. Good morning, Steve. Glad you could make it today. Looks like it's going to be a slow morning for us. That's typical of Monday. Just enjoy your coffee. You don't have to go search for stocks. They're going to pop up right here if they happen. I don't know how you guys have so much trouble with a scan we never mess with. We set it up one time and it stays the same. Bill VW, yours is showing negative momos because you loaded the wrong indicator. There's one for going long and one for going short. If you are showing negative numbers, you loaded the one for shorting. It's working in reverse. So you see negative numbers. It's looking for stocks falling. You know, if you're new to ThinkorSwim and you make a bunch of changes and you forget to save your changes, you end up right back in the same spot you were before the changes, and you can't figure out what's going on. So make sure you save every change you make when you get it right, and you shouldn't have any issues after that point. Bill, take a quick look at my screen. I'm going to right click on Momo and I'm going to go to edit formula. If you see negative numbers in this column and these arrows are pointing to the left instead of the right, then you have the wrong one loaded. This one is for going up, the other one is for going down. So you're going to see this arrow pointing to the left with negative numbers here. So Bill, are you sorted by Momo? You've clicked on this until the numbers came to the top? Got to remember your scans only scan once every 3 to 5 minutes. They're not a continuous scan on ThinkorSwim. The only thing that changes is the stocks once it scans. Good morning, Ron in trucking, Jim Smith. Well, I don't really need to show you. Just make sure you have the right one loaded over in TOS scripts. You either have negative numbers or you have positive numbers. If you have the right one loaded and you got negative numbers, I don't know what troubles you have. I'll show you again since nothing's happening. But the one for shorting, these arrows right here are going to be pointing left instead of right, and you're going to see a minus beside each number. If that's what you see, you are loaded the one for shorting. Well, I can't dig into it deep here in my live stream, Bill. We'll have to take care of it after 9:30. Good morning, David. So, Bill, do you have extended hours checked and it's still on 3 minutes? You can do that in the edit formula as well. It's right up here at the top. 3 minutes and include extended hours is checked. I don't know then. Let me show you how to completely remove it from your system so that you don't keep loading the same one. You got to go to this studies, edit studies, Actually, that's not the right way. Let me get you in the right direction. You're going to go to your Market Watch tab. You're going to click on this gear icon way over here on the right, Customize. And you're going to look up, let's see, mine is called Momo. So if I do Momo, actually, it's not going to let me override it. I'm wrong here because you can't delete out of this column. I've tried. It doesn't let you. So Bob is right. You're going to have to override it. If I were you, I would put like Momo number 2 so that you know you got the most recent one you loaded. It can be at 5,000. Who loves lunatic? I'm just testing new numbers with mine. I'm the coder. Remember, I'm going to change things up. You don't necessarily have to be exactly like me. It works perfectly fine on 5,000. I'm always tweaking to make it fine-tuned to the best that we can have. So if I make changes to mine, doesn't mean you need to make changes to yours, but if I do land on something that's much sweeter than what we have, I'll definitely put out a notice to everybody to change that number, but it's not necessary as of today. And if I ever lose something, I'm going to call on you guys to find it because you notice every little change I make. I should never lose anything again. Good morning, Alex. So, Bill, what was the issue? Were you not on 3 minutes and extended hours was checked? Or did you reload it again? LMDX is holding its price. We like to see those kind of stocks. Too bad it's a cheap one. I'll go ahead and mark it out here. See if we can break through the 28.45. That's 0.2845. It's a cheaper stock. We can break through this upper resistance, pull back, and retest it as support. We may get another run up. I'll tighten it up a little bit here so we can see a better picture. Trading less than a penny really doesn't perk my interest any. Good morning, OT. Well, at least you're working, Bill. Something doesn't work, just go reload it, I guess. I love watching stocks when their price starts channeling sideways. I guess everybody calls it a squeeze, consolidation, or whatever the word you want to use. I just wish this was a $5 or $10 stock in a squeeze. Bouncing between the lines and waiting for the breakout. Those are really good plays. I also like to play the pullbacks. You know that very well, about them breaking through a resistance line and coming down and test it for support. Those are my favorite plays. Good morning, Hollywood and RBD Boy and Steve 66. You guys must have grabbed a pillow and pulled it over your head when the clock went off. I was thinking the same thing. Good morning, Danish. And I wake up every morning with excitement, hoping that we have that all green day. Because I know if I sleep in, that green day is rare and I'll miss it. Kind of like, all right, it's morning. Thank you, Lord. Let's go get it. Good morning, Jay Showers. You haven't missed anything if you're just now arriving. We had a couple pennies that only gave a couple pennies. Nothing worth clicking the mouse on. Tracy, I'm looking for any score throughout the day. Just start at the bottom and start catching them the moment they start moving. Or you can watch this column and see if they start advancing up the list. That's kind of hard to do if you don't have it clicked on. You can just start going up the list, see which ones are favorable. Higher up the list, the more they're moving, the more activity they have. So I'm not looking for volume because in pre-market, most of the stocks don't have volume unless some kind of news comes out. There's that penny stock taking off that's been moving all morning slowly. So back to the volume. Most pre-market stocks don't have volume until people start trading it or news comes out, and that's what this is for. So we can go from zero volume to millions of shares traded in a matter of minutes. If that happens, it's going to be indicated right here in these two columns. So we're not looking for certain numbers, we're looking for activity. So we can jump in and grab a piece as it's running up. Good morning, Super, Tracy. I'm loving these indicators. This has been such a great blessing for me, and I'm sure it has for you as well. To not have to go search for stocks, but to monitor their activity. That's something ThinkorSwim didn't offer. As a coder, I was able to figure it out about 6 months ago. We started off kind of working. I fine-tuned it along the way. Once this was born, this pullback indicator was also born with all of this information that came out of this script. Then this one was born out of the information that came out of both of these scripts. It just keeps getting better and better. So when you join us, you'll see me changing things from time to time, new indicators being created as we get blessed. I'm a Christian boy. My prayers get answered. Sometimes I get stuck, just like anybody else. And then the answer comes. Got to keep the faith. You keep the faith, the answers come a little bit quicker. Bob, you are correct. Those penny stocks can go down faster than they went up. That's why I like to stay above $3 at least. Around $3, they start getting a little bit more stable. Really prefer them above $5. Really love them in the $20 range. And I know a lot of you say, well, I can't afford to buy $20 stocks, and you really can. If you think about it, you only have to buy less shares, but the price moves more. So where a $20 stock might move $2 where you were looking for 10 cents, what if you just bought 15 or 20 shares that moved $2? You're still making the money at a higher price stock. Just buy less of them and try to get the profit. Good morning, Marilyn. I missed your chat there. Good morning, Ruth Miller. We're watching this penny thing gradually add up, a half a penny here, half a penny there. Not my kind of play, but if you're a penny stock player, it may work for you. Well, 7 o'clock hour is probably going to be the next chance we have to see some stocks run up. They use the news and stuff usually comes out at the top of the hour. Might be a good time to go fill your coffee cup up if you're just now getting up. Man, I don't know where you're getting your information from. The only thing you have to do when you load Momo is make sure EXT is checked. Everything else is already preset for you. If you're messing with the numbers, you're messing it up. Whenever I see a penny stock that has 4 numbers behind that decimal point, I'm not interested at all. It definitely looks good. I have to admit, it looks good for a penny stock. We are in the quiet zone. Good time to get up, stretch your legs. Nothing's going to probably happen until 7 o'clock. Rest your eyes, stop staring at numbers. Guess if we stare at LMDX long enough, we'll realize it went from 23 cents to $5 in about an hour. I'm just teasing. But it could happen. LMDX continuing to rise. Bob's instincts were right. For me, it's not worth that little bit of profit. But it sure is going up. So without these two indicators, if you're new here, you would never know that this stock is responding like it is. You would have had no way of finding it, for one, that you happened upon it. That's where these two indicators come in handy. You can see the score on this stock is up in the 30s. It's been monitoring it over the last 30 minutes. Definitely got a bullish spike beside it. We do have a spike arrow. We do have more buyers than sellers. That candle has now become bullish. You can see that right here. It's currently up 370%. So it started way before our market opened. It's not my indicator, Bob. It's our indicator. Whatever's mine is yours. Dana, are you talking about this volume spike column that shows NAN? Dana, let me show you how to get rid of that. Mr. Ford gave us the solution last week. So right click on your volume spike name, edit formula, and right down here where it says else, put a space between these two quote signs. And that'll fix it. That'll get rid of the nan. Just for what stick? Are you not talking about this column? I don't know what you're talking about when you say candle. There's no candles over here. Good morning, Jimmy. Looks like LMDX found the top. You are welcome. And I'm not talking against you, Dana. I make the same mistakes. I call scripts scans and scan scripts and this or that. We all get twisted around every now and then. I'm going to quickly show you my pre-market scan. I do this every morning. Shouldn't have any issues unless you're going in there and maybe trying to tweak things. I really don't know. That could be wrong. But these are my settings. Right here, I never change them. You should never change them. Got mark selected, 25 cents, no upper. Volume is 10,000. After hours percent changes 2% with a check mark in 1 minute. And they are sorted by percent change descending. That is very important. Percent change descending. Then you hit scan. Then you want to come up here and save it right here. Save it as your pre-market. I guess I'm going to have to make a video on that. I don't know how you guys can have different measurements every time or different numbers when I show it just about every morning. Either you're not saving it or you have a ghost in your computer. Oh no. Getting a little bit more active here. We're getting close to 7 o'clock. Maybe something's going to take off. I'm seeing LMDX making another recovery here, maybe. Lesmon, I don't know what you're talking about. What screen are you referring to? I'm set up for this live stream. You're not going to be set up this way. I have all my stuff linked together by this green indicator. If you have your scan or your watchlet set to green, you need to set your chart to green as well. And when you click on one of these, those will change over here. Good morning, Peter. Well, we're at that 7 o'clock hour. I'm not seeing anything popping in yet. Let's give it a few minutes, see if something takes off. If it does, I might take my chances at it since it's such a slow morning. Really need more than a couple of pennies, though. Hate to tie up the cash like that. Jimmy, they're not going to show up in the proper order in your watch list. Good morning, Jose. Well, we're having a Monday. Not even one chance for me to make a strike at one of them. BT, that's been in our pre-market before. I believe that was a stock from a couple weeks ago. I think the good news I want to hear is that we have a new president, new administration. That's the blessing I'm waiting on. But everything happens for a reason. Very slow morning today. Go fill your coffee cup up. Don't let boredom get you. Because boredom pays nicely if you're sitting here waiting, being patient, waiting for that one that's going to buy your dinner or make your car note or your house note. It can happen. Les Mon, yours probably shows you probably see this little indicator here. It doesn't have to be green, it can be any color. But if you make this one green, just make sure your chart also is green, or red, or yellow, or blue, whichever color you choose. INVO, trying to make a move here. So if we can get some volume to come in. Looks like it is coming in. It's probably going to pop up here. Nice little move. Just by watching the numbers, you can pick up on stocks just like that. As soon as I saw it start ticking, I clicked on it. It pulled back a little here, gave us plenty of time to get in. I don't buy these cheaper ones, but you might. And then it started taking off. The volume started increasing. And it's probably going to run here a little bit. Couple profit takers here. Looks like it hasn't traded that well in the past. It must have news come out. Looking like the volume's going to die on it. Could have picked up about 10 cents on this stock. Maybe 15 if you got in as soon as it fired over here. I mean, 1,000 shares at 15 cents is $150. That buys dinner, right? Looks like more buyers working their way in. They just now found it. You have to remember, you're first to know that it's moving, and that when it pulls back, other people haven't found it yet. Then they see it moving and they come in. Then more people see it moving and they come in. That's the advantage of getting first notice in pre-market. Hey, it's starting to move. Got to be able to read the charts, read the reactions of the people. That comes with years of investing. It's nothing you're going to learn overnight, but you'll learn it by hearing me say it every day. I know I'm repetitive in a lot of things that I say, and that's for a reason, because the more you hear it, the more it soaks in. It even retrains my brain and keeps me on the right track by telling you the story. Good job, Dana. Here comes more people finding it. Usually on most any stock, if I'm in on the first run, I will stay in to the second run. I don't normally trust the third run of a stock. And I've been wrong making that decision at times, but I think I've been right more times. Kind of like the longer you wait to get in, the less attractive it is. Lesmond, the thing you need to do is be patient. You don't learn this stuff overnight. If you come here and watch me long enough, you will eventually catch on. But that's still not going to give you all of the knowledge that you need. There's just some things I can't teach. They just come natural to me. And they'll come natural to you over time. Just get set up properly, attend these live streams, watch what happens every morning. You'll eventually catch on. Get on YouTube, not just my channel. But if you don't know about the platform you're trading on, you need to search YouTube and learn everything about this platform. How do I create a scan? What do those colors mean? What's a time frame? If you don't know the basics, you're going to have issues. And believe me, there's some people here that knew nothing, but they've been with me for the last 6 months, and they have learned a lot. So first off, there is no scanner on the tick chart. A tick chart is a time frame. So on the tick chart, if I change it over to tick, it's still running off of this one scan. It's just that the ticks are going by faster than 1 minute. So if you don't know what a tick is, you need to learn that. A tick is not, let's say how I can say it easier. A tick is not one share. A tick is an order. It could be a group of 10, could be a group of 1,000. That's what this counter is counting orders, not shares. So that's a whole new subject. I don't have time to teach it here. You're welcome, Greg. So most indicators don't work on a tick chart because it's not a share. But you can put the moving averages on here if you prefer. And I do have moving averages on my tick chart, just not this tick chart. And I play the crossovers of those moving averages. Thank you, Cody. I'm actually doing this because I want people to be successful. Trading is not easy. The indicators I create kind of ease the tension and the pain and the searching and the wondering. And I decided to pay it forward about 6 months ago and start giving everything away, letting people watch these indicators grow. How to use them. If I teach you how to use the indicators, the investing part starts getting a little bit easier. It's kind of like not where do I go, but watch where I need to be kind of scenario. Plus, I've always been the helper. I like helping people. I find that the more I bless people, the greater my blessings come back in return. I mean, what good is it if I took it to my grave and nobody knew? How many times have you heard that? I wished he would have said something before he died. I'm nowhere near death, but I'm not going to wait that long. Stone Cold, I've heard 3 to 5 minutes. I think mine is 5 minutes refresh on here. I mean, a lot can happen in 5 minutes, and a lot of people frown on ThinkorSwim for that. I haven't seen it handicap me one bit, and I've been using ThinkorSwim since 1990. You can't play every stock out there, no matter even if you had live scans. You just can't do it. So if I monitor the ones that ThinkorSwim gives me, there's a lot of money there. I'm not worried about a refresh rate. Now, I might be worried about it if it was 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Yes, I would be concerned. But 3 to 5 minutes, nothing usually going to happen that fast anyway. And once the scan refreshes, we'll monitor them live every second. This is live data streaming into these indicators. Even though the scan refreshed 5 minutes ago, I'm still monitoring them live. This was the miracle that happened for me to be able to do this. ThinkorSwim wouldn't give me access to buy and sell orders. I had to figure out how to determine volume, which they cannot stop. I had to determine how can I judge volume if they're selling or buying. And what I noticed was when the volume increased, if the price was going up, those were buyers. And if the volume increased and it was going down, they were sellers. So these scripts are watching for candles going up or down and counting volume. They're doing a lot to bring this data to you. Thank you, Cody. We're all brothers and sisters in this organization. Everybody helps everybody, as they should, in my opinion. I can walk down the street right now, and there's so many cold shoulders out there, people don't even say hi anymore. They turn their head as if they don't want to look at you. You won't find that here. Not with me, anyway. It'll bump up here in INVO. Let's see if we can get it to run. It really needs to pass this high right here. Needs to break through, come back down and test this line as support before the next run up. That's a pullback strategy. I play those as often as I can. They're very profitable. I'm not chasing green candles by trading that way. It shows me the stock is strong enough to bounce off of that level and run up even more. And what I find is that second run up is a lot stronger than the first one. On good price stocks, I'm going to say from $3 up to $50, you'll catch this pullback often, and it's very profitable. I don't know that I can turn it into an indicator. It's more or less a volume counter, not so much a line on a chart. It's only doing mathematical calculations. It's not plotting. Well, it is plotting numbers, but it's not plotting movement. It's adding and subtracting volume. Good morning, Ryan. We are making some small bump ups. This will probably be resistance. It's probably going to stop about here. Unless more volume comes in, it's really ticking away right now. There was a chance when I first posted it to pick up 10 cents here. Of course, if you're watching your computer and you are set up like this, you could have picked up on it and quit listening to me and start making money. You can put me in the background once you learn. You don't need me once you learn this. Keep that in mind. Good job, Flo. Good job, Stefan. And these people you see in the chat making money, they haven't been here that long. They're just paying attention and learning and catching on. You are welcome, JC. So if you learn these indicators, you learn this chart, you're on your way to success. It's going to eliminate a lot of guesswork that you were doing before. Eliminates all of the searching. We're waiting on stocks to come to us. We don't go looking for them. We don't have to pay for a live streaming service that's going to call out one stock at a time. We got multiple choice here. All for free. It's like we're getting a little bit more activity in the list. The stocks are getting longer. These numbers are longer. Need to pay attention to what's going on. Now we're monitoring over here. Are any of them spiking? And they're not. But they are moving. See that little move down here on the list? We're watching for what's happening live. Right now, I am confident that if I walked away from my computer, I'm not missing anything. I could miss something while I'm gone if one of these decided to take off. But I'm not searching because I don't have that feeling that maybe I didn't see that earlier down the list. That don't happen. It's going to be up here in the list if it's moving. Man, there is options trader channel in Discord. If you talk to those guys, they have figured out how to use these indicators or apply some of these indicators to their trading. And it does work on futures. Anything that has volume, it should work on. Is WLDS, is that a trust? Because some things we can't just monitor. No, I really don't care about stock symbols. I don't care about news. I care about numbers. Train your brain to focus on movement. Price action is very important, and volume. Price actions over here digitally. Price actions over here visually. Volume is right here in percentages as it's increasing or decreasing. volume is over here for the current candle. So your focus is volume, spikes, location, and price action. I don't care what they're called. I don't care about their news. If they have news and it's good, it's going to show up right here. If it's bad, it's going to show up right here. If the buyers like it, it's going to show up right here. Good morning. INVO still trying to get above that resistance level that I put there earlier. So this stock is channeling between these two levels. I love stocks that channel like this. We wait for a breakout. Once it breaks out, we have a good chance of making money if it breaks out to the upside. If you're shorting, you can make money if it breaks out to the downside. See you later, Mr. Rodriguez. Appreciate you joining us. Have a blessed day. Well, I don't see TGH in my list, but I'll check it for you. If you're asking me to predict the future, I can't do that. I don't know where it's going until the buyers and sellers come in. Yeah, it's not trading in pre-market, and I don't predict futures. If it doesn't have action right now, I'm not interested. There's a lot of stocks out there that'll surprise you. They'll go from $2 to $7. But trying to predict their next movement is almost impossible. It's all about buyers and sellers, volume, and price action. That's it. Don't try to confuse it. Not how about how many bells and whistles you can put on your chart for confirmation. I call them Christmas ornaments. That's about all they are. Confuse the mind. I don't even have the volume bars anymore. I don't need them. I just need this little label right here. I just need to know the numbers, not how tall the green or the red is. Just tell me what the numbers are. I guess I live in a digital world of numbers. See you later, Jimmy. Have a blessed one. INVO trying to get through that resistance level. We do have a bullish spike here. It's indicated by this label. Doesn't look like it has the strength to get through there yet. Since we're a bit slow, I'm going to take 5 minutes here. I need to go get me some coffee. All right, I am back. Looks like we're trying to get above that resistance level. This candle needs to close above this line. I have the bid and the spread set up here to 9 cents. I won't pay over 9 cents on a stock. And that does not apply to a dollar stock or a penny stock because that would be a disaster. I usually trade around the $5 to $50 range, so 9 cents for me would be enough on the spread. And it'll turn red when it exceeds that 9 cents. That's how I know not to click that mouse button. So we're trying to get above this level. We did close above that resistance line. I'm not seeing a lot of volume coming in to back it up, though. Keep in mind, we're looking for lots of volume, not just trickling in volume. I like to see these moving averages pointing north, not just laying horizontal on an angle. Good morning, Broke Joe. I pretty much scratch Fridays off my list. Sit on my hands on Fridays. Everybody's selling. Why would I want to be buying? So when you load these indicators, you can always adjust this one and these moving averages. I suggest don't mess with this section, only the spread. You can do that here in studies and edit studies. This is the indicator, the V4. If you hit that little gear icon, you can adjust that spread right here. These are those two moving averages you see on the screen, the white line and the blue line. 5 and 13 works best for scalping. I would not change them. That's these two lines. When you load V4 or V6, you're going to get it automatically. It's in the script. So is that alert, and there's that rise I was looking for. It was easy to predict once it got above this resistance level. Only a few pennies, but they are trying to bring it up higher. It's all about price action and volume. You got to pay attention. Volume spikes. Look at those numbers now compared to previous candle. Well, the previous candle done disappeared. Now we're at this volume here, which was 415,000 shares traded. So if you don't know about setting support and resistance lines, look up every YouTube video you can find and learn it. It's very important. I think I have a video that is probably a little bit brief about it. But there's some really good videos out there about support and resistance levels. So do yourself a favor, go learn them. I could actually trade with nothing but support and resistance levels. And of course, these two indicators. Because it's all about what? Price action and volume. Buyers and sellers. Coming up on that 8 o'clock hour, it's going to calm down. We're probably going to see some red coming in. The SPY is not looking so good. It did lose its gains from earlier. It's trying to recover, but not looking too promising. This stock looks like it's going to come back down and retest this line, which it was resistance when it could not get through it. Now it has become support. If it is support, it won't be able to get down below it, and it should start coming up again. And sometimes they don't make it all the way back down to support before they run up again. Cody, I don't use anything but what you see on my screen. I don't need all the bells and whistles. I just need the truth. See you later, RBD boy. Have a blessed one. NASCAR, I did that because I couldn't see these little numbers right here. And I would guess that that's probably the case for most anybody. I mean, why would you put green and red on a blue background? How does that work? This is a very important number for trading. Really important. Bro, Joe, if you think about it seriously on a halt, if they didn't have them and everybody jumped on one stock, there's nothing to control where it's going to go. So to keep people from constantly teaming up on one stock and cheating the market, they halt them. I think some of the halts are unfair. I think the spreads are unfair at times. It's kind of like you've been waiting on a stock all day to move. It finally starts moving and they halt it. Then you have a stock like last Friday, I don't remember which one it was, but it was a cheap stock and there was no halt. That leads me to believe there's market manipulation out there. If certain buyers are on a certain stock, there is no halt. Now, I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but I think if they're going to halt one, they need to halt all. And that stock actually fell 50% of its gains before it decided to halt down. I would imagine those that weren't aware of or didn't have enough common sense to get out when it started dropping, they probably lost everything to gain plus more because it fell rapidly. That's why when I scalp, I want to see high volume. I want to be out before the top. I don't care if I miss the top. I want to be out before then because I don't want to catch that big red candle that takes it all away. So I buy enough shares in the middle of that run to make it worth my trouble, and I'm out before it reaches its peak. I leave money on the table, but I don't care. I got mine. If you do that over and over and over, you won't care either. Looks impressive, but it's only a nickel or 6 cents. But nickel or 6 cents at 1,000 shares is $60. Me, I'm not looking for $60. I'm looking for $600. And that's hard to do on these cheaper stocks. Good job, Flo. Price action, resistance, support, volume spikes, numbers rising, equals profit. I can't make it any simpler. Of course, each time I say that, the Lord bless me again with another indicator. I am so anxious to get that other scan up here after the market opens. I'm going to have some tweaking to do to it, but I think it's going to work right off the bat, right when I launch it. But I'll fine tune it before I stick it out there. Shelly, do you have them sorted by momentum, like clicking on this name until they all come to the top? Just have to click the name till they come to the top. You mainly just want to sort this column. Habanero, I've been using this platform since 1990. It's kind of like my only platform. I know it so well. I pretty much perfected it and have no reason to go outside of ThinkorSwim. I know there's other great platforms out there, but I can code this one. I perfected it. I made it work for me, and I can make it work for you. When you perfect something, you don't shy away from it and go try something else. You don't change your strategy. You stick with it and perfect it. Just because you lose doesn't mean your setup is incorrect. Maybe you just made a wrong judgment call. You keep a journal on your wins and your losses and write down when you got in, what time you got in, why you got in, and you keep that journal updated. When you make a mistake, go back to that journal and see what you did wrong and correct it. But don't change strategy because you are losing money and you think it's the strategy. It may not be. Habanero, it is affecting us some, but we seem to work through the issues. Let me do a walkthrough here for those who are new and don't know where to get started. I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy that trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkorSwim coder. I write my own scripts. I monitor price and volume and price action. So I coded these two indicators here to monitor volume spikes. I coded this one to give them a rating. So when they first start moving, they're going to be down here in the bottom of the list, and they work their way up. Once we get a volume spike on a stock, over here, I coded the pullback indicator. It consists of the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA. We look for that crossover. Let me back out a little bit here. We look for that crossover of the moving averages and these volume spikes to come in. We also monitor this first candle. This first candle is indicated by a label up here that pops in that says bullish or bearish. We make sure the stock has a lot of volume so we can get in and get out quickly. This label here monitors the entire volume for this stock. These two I added to this label to determine if there were more buyers than sellers or more sellers than buyers indicated here. Once you see a spike here, you come over to confirm the crossover, that you have these spike arrows coming in, and that you have a lot of volume and they're bullish, and you make your decision to get in or not. You have to watch these live streams multiple times to catch on how these indicators work, what can happen, how they perform, what you need to know when they perform. It makes trading a lot easier if you can judge volume and price action. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it starts there. Watch the videos on my YouTube. And watch them several times. It's like going to a movie. You miss things when you saw them the first time. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment so YouTube knows what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. Below each video is a link to our Discord where you will find all of these scripts, information on how to set it up. There's about 1,600 investors over there. They're all sharing their information, posting their stocks, having a good time throughout the day. There's a link to my Discord channel where you can subscribe. First thing you want to do is head over to the how-to videos and watch videos number 8 and 9. That's about Discord, if you don't know about Discord. And the other one is about installing these scripts and labels. I was pretty detailed in those videos. You shouldn't have any issues, but sometimes you will. And if you do, leave us a ticket in support. We'll get to you as soon as we can. After you learn how to install and about Discord, head over to current setup. This is the current setup we are currently using. Install those 4 files. They're labeled from step 1 through step 4. Get them up and running and going, and come here each morning and watch these live streams and learn how to work them. While you're in Discord, there's many channels. Just look at them as chat rooms. Each one is a different chat room. Visit our trading floor where Gregster and River Place Stat are posting their stocks after doing their due diligence. Over in Options Traders, we have It's Me Bob. He is giving his pointers. Plus, there's other options traders that are giving pointers as well. Like I said, we're all sharing information, helping each other out. It's Me Bob holds a live stream every now and then when he has enough participants to take you a little bit deeper into options. So explore our Discord. Make sure you accept the disclaimer or you won't see any channels. I thank you for joining us this morning as we continue to watch numbers that are moving and price action. Good morning, Old Thumb. Good morning, Dragonfire. I missed your comment there, and thank you. And good morning, Big Mike. So I'm going to take a 10-minute break here before market opens. When I return, we will set up for market open. I shall return shortly. All right, guys, I am back. About 10 minutes we'll set up for market open. Nothing usually moves around the 8 o'clock hour. I'm surprised we don't have a bunch of red up here from people taking profits from pre-market. They don't want to lose them at market open if it gaps down. INVO, that's that little penny stock. It's been holding its own. Still looks like it may want to give out a little more. Good morning, Chris W. Big Mike, I'm doing fine. I feel perfect. I'm not 100%, but I can tell I'm getting there. Good job, Steve. Thank you, Vaughn. Glad you can make it. Good job, Melanie. We have lots of confirmation these scripts work if you just watch the people in chat. Watch what they type. Makes me feel good every time they post a win. It's confirmation that everything's working as planned. Melanie, I record all of these live streams. You can go back and watch any one of them.
Water.
Oh. Well, Vaughn, you have to learn how to insert, delete. You got to know how to install these scripts and indicators. It'll come over time. Keep practicing, you'll get it. It'll be common knowledge before you know it. Good morning, David. Good job, Flo. Melanie, it does. Problem is, market open has not really been the hottest thing lately. We get a few green candles at market open, then we kind of run flat the rest of the day unless something else moves. The money's been in pre-market for the last several months. That's my personal opinion. But I also love trading pre-market. We don't have to battle the buyers and sellers as much. We just join a group of buyers. Because in pre-market, there's not millions of people trading. It's easier to rake the profits out of it. I think I have time to explain that. Let me pull my chart over. So to trade pre-market, you have to have this TIF loaded. That's time in force. And you have to click on extended hours. And then when the market opens, you go back to day. And I also trade limit orders. I don't have that second confirmation here. And the way I do that is I buy the ask and sell the bid. And what gets rid of that little label down here, that second confirmation, you have to add this auto send right here and put a check in it. But be careful if you've never done this, because the moment you click this button, your order is going through. The moment you click sell, you're getting out of it. In order to set it up like this, and you can replay this video later, is you hit this little gear icon and you look for buy the ask and sell the bid. You look for that TIF and you look for that auto send, which is here, and you move them over to here by using these buttons or just double clicking them. And take away what you no longer need to show. And then click OK. And it should change your buttons. And you should see this TIF and this auto send. And that will allow you to trade pre-market or market open, whichever time frame you select. You are welcome. So let's go ahead and change over to market open. I'm going to move this all stock scan up here. And I'm going to put this one on. Let's see. Let's use the slow crawlers, and over on earnings, instead of doing earnings, I want to put that over here. In this new scan, you're going to see a lot longer list of stocks, but you're only going to see them if they have this number. I'm going to eliminate everything below it. So this is going to watch the stocks for you for at least 3 minutes. This is the new one I'm testing. I'm going to open it up where I can get a bigger view on one of my other monitors. So when market opens, this one should become active. And we'll be able to see if the volume spikes down low. So this one is monitoring live data. This one is scanning for the last 3 minutes and storing those stocks. This may calm down market open. It may keep you from having to look for something during market open because it's going to monitor them for you. Thank you for that info, Old Thumb. So how I was able to accomplish this scan, it was I took this code with a slight modification and inserted it into a custom scan. Then I set the time frame to 3 minutes, so it would store them for 3 minutes. We'll see how that goes. It should work fine. I may store them for 2 minutes. We'll see how that goes. You can see them becoming active. Good luck, everybody. So we're watching for spikes and we're watching for stocks rising up to the top. Just don't pay attention to this one yet, unless you want to play the top ones. I'm still testing. XRTX is opening with a big green candle. I do not play opening candles. I wait for pullbacks. I don't want to get stung right at market open, because I know usually behind one of these big green candles is a big red one. You can see these two indicators are right on top of everything that's actually moving this morning. Not a whole big list of them, but there's some there. Problem is market opens very volatile. It's when all of the orders existing and pre-existing are going through, so you don't know right now which direction the stock will head. It's always best to wait till the market calms down a bit. Unless you're fast finger Freddy and you can jump in and jump out on that first green candle. I find that to be about a 50-50 shot in the dark. It's a gambling play in my book. So it looks like this new scan is doing what I thought it would do. It's storing the stocks, letting me know which ones are staying green versus the red. Kind of curious to what's going to happen after the market calms down. That's where I'm more interested in that scan. There's a lot more down here than up here. This is live. This is storing the stocks. So you're going to have a lot more green opportunities. Up here, they can turn green and stay green as long as it's rising, but then they may drop off up here and then they'll pop back in up here. This is going to eliminate that popping in and out. It's going to store them. There's a refresh. So without searching, we know everything that's going up right here live. TPST still going up. Robert, it's in the list. You just missed it. Nice gains on TPST. We played this stock before. That's going to be a resistance level. So we're watching the buyers come into this stock. Looks really good. Don't know how far it's going to run. We can get a pullback. I'll mark the pullback on it. Right now I'm going to leave this level as resistance because that's a previous level. We may even hit that resistance before I get a pullback. You can play these indicators multiple ways. You have to learn what fits you the best. Maybe you're the guy that wants to play those run-ups at the open. Maybe you're not. Maybe you end up being a pullback indicator player like me. There's a pullback right there. See how far down it goes. That was probably it. So your entry would be down here to profit up to the next resistance line. There's always a chance it could fail. Nothing's foolproof in the market, but I'm going to call this support for the bounce back up. And we're almost there. There it is, right there. It was an easy call. Well, I want you to learn support and resistance levels and pullbacks. They rarely fail, but they can. We may even break through now and run up to this level. It's not a real big gain, but it was guaranteed profit. So from about 497 to 510, 13 cents at 1,000 shares is $130. And we're breaking through up to the next level. You could have held on here. There was no red candle. And we ran into resistance here. We're trying to pull back. We may pull back down to this level before running back up to this level. And all I'm doing is I have my drawing tool, and you select this one right here, the second one down from the top. It's got a $sign on it. And as the stock changes directions, I am marking out the levels. Good job, David. It's a beautiful plan of trading. And it all started over here with these two indicators. This is why I say I can trade without these crossovers, without these arrows. I can trade with just the price, support and resistance, and these two indicators. I don't need all the bells and whistles. You are quite welcome. I'm not showing you anything that you can't do for yourself. Just listen up. I have nothing to hide. I want you to learn this. Now we're back down to this level. Do we go back up again? Or do we fail? So we're back up to that level once again and trying to break through it. Could have picked up another 10 cents on this stock just right here. And you think 10 or 15 cents is not money? Well, when you're buying 1,000 shares at a time, it all adds up. Breaking through. Looks like we're going to go up and set a new level, maybe. Remember, I said this candle has to close above the line for it to be confirmed. We're still in this candle. It has not closed yet. I love this setup. It has worked flawlessly. You're going to have some losers. Even the most professional trader has losses. But look what's happening here. Look how easy I called it out. I told you the story of this stock. Pretty much told you what it was going to do, where it was going to stop, where it was going to pull back to, and we're still flying. So if we turn around here, I'm going to put a new level. That's it, David. One good play, sell the farm, throw everything you got at it, get out, turn off the computer, go fishing. Or go do something with your family, go do something with your wife. Whatever pleasure you desire. In a bull market, you'll sit here and do this all day long. Habanero, it varies. I've seen sometimes I buy 10,000 shares of a $5 stock if I'm confident of what's going to happen on this chart. You can make thousands of dollars if you start slow. Learn what I'm showing you, and I'm talking slow, like 5 shares, 10 shares, 1 share. Build your confidence, do this over and over and over. You'll get it. Then increase your share size as your confidence builds. Your profits will increase. I didn't mark this level. I don't feel that that was high enough, really. I don't mark candle wicks. I marked where the candles close, and that would be the bodies. I think that's an attempt, and I think this is a real number. A wick is an attempt to get that high. Now we're pulling back. This is back to where I said I don't really trust that third run. So we had 1, 2, 3, and the run is over. Now, it could continue to go, but I don't care because the money was here. It's all about volume and price action. Throw away all the bells and whistles. What do other indicators tell you? They tell you something that happened in the past. Well, the past ain't indicative of the future. Real price action is indicative of the future. Now we're making another attempt. So you can trade this stock as many times as you want as long as you're watching these support and resistance lines. Like you probably could have picked up another 8 or 10 cents here. Because you knew it was down here at this level. And it's bullish over here still. And it is stored in that new scan. And there's probably many more green ones in here. Well, there's not, but at least we have them over here. This is not some paid course. I didn't charge you to tell you what not to do. I'm just trying to show you what you should be doing. You should be watching price action and volume. That's where real traders make money. That's where professionals make money. Too bad we're in a bear market. Too bad we have bad administration. Too bad we have so many negative things affecting the market. We need a positive market. We need a bullish market. We need the negativity gone. And this will be even easier to do every day with more choices. See you later, OT. So come here and watch every morning. Join the crowd. Pound this into your brain. I'm pounding it in my brain every day by telling you what I see. It keeps my mind fresh as well. Thank you, A Crafty Ginger. So we're dying out now. We're getting past the flow of open traffic. Orders have executed. We're getting close to 9 o'clock. It's probably going to die flat again. It hasn't been too promising throughout the day, but you still can find stocks. But don't be disappointed if you can't find anything all day long. Even I'm having that problem, and it's not my problem, it's the market's problem. Habanero, there's a lot of VWAP users out there. If that's what you prefer, you can use it. I just gave you a demonstration on how I trade. I don't care about anything but price action and volume. And as I said, I could remove all these arrows and lines and trade strictly price action and volume. That's really how I prefer to trade. To me, these are just confirmation of my decision. You can see how north these indicators were pointing, but I could actually see that in the price itself. So do I really need a line to tell me the angle of this price bar? Not really. Do I really need these arrows to tell me, hey, the candle's taller than the last one? Not really. But this helps for confirmation if you're new. It shows you the activity that I'm explaining in an indicator. But we're not relying on what happened back here. We're relying on what's happening right here before it even happens. I don't care what happened back here. I may have missed it. My chance is here. What I found out through VWAP is it works really good in volatility, but when you get a market laying flat, so Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? It appears that Windows has crashed. It appears that Windows has crashed. So I'm having double volume happening. I'm going to have to end the stream here. I appreciate everyone that joined me today, and God bless. I appreciate everyone that joined me today, and God bless.